We begin by continuing our practice of integrating the techniques, focusing on soul personality fusion for the United States on its 250th year as a nation. With selected passages and excerpts from Glamour, A World Problem, Destiny of Nations, and Esoteric Psychology, Volume 2, with gratitude to the Lucis Trust for the preservation and distribution of Master DK's teachings. We build the Antakarana. We become the bridge. We attune to the technique of the presence in meditative alignment with the One World Serving Group, with a meditative attitude, acting as if we become integral sparks in the expanding consciousness as integrated and fusing slow souls/personalities within the developing Ajna Center of Sanat Kumara. We stand in the silence of the Capricorn-Cancer vertical axis and await the impressions that will come through heart and mind. The inflow of light from Shambhala, the Buddha, and the Christ through the hierarchy.
Our aim is to embody spiritual discernment, practice positive harmlessness, and eventually achieve a state of divine indifference as we dispel illusion, dissipate glamours, devitalize Maya in all our relationships. Alignment with humanity still focused in the forces of the astral field. The souls of all are one, and we are one with them. We seek to love, not hate. We seek to serve and not exact due service. We seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form, and life and all events, and bring to light the love that underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all people love. Sounding as the greater group that has formed and is forming, become the channel for the dissipation of glamour and dispelling of illusion. Using the sign of the cross of divinity, we sound the protective formula as one with the greater group. As the soul, we work in light, forehead, and darkness cannot touch us, center of chest. We take our stand within the light, left eye, manas. We work, and from that point we never move, right eye, buddhi.
We turn our attention to receptivity to the triangle of the planetary inlets of New York, London, and Geneva. Align with the incoming energies through that triangle, linking the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia as a lesser triangle. To guide soul-personality fusion, and eventually serve humanity. As we move into the Aquarian Age. We radiate the qualities, the virtues of the group as one unified soul consciousness as we follow the techniques, the technique of light to dissipate the glamours, which hinder nations from achieving soul fusion and fulfillment of their part in the plan for humanity. We integrate the techniques and align with the presence. We say together, radiance we are, and power. We stand forever with our hands stretched out, linking the heavens and the earth, the inner world of meaning and the subtle world of glamour and illusion. We reach into the light and bring it down to meet the need. We reach into the silent place and bring from thence the gift of understanding. Thus, with the light we work and turn the darkness into day.
Lead us, O Lord, with true indifference, using the power of transmission from darkness to light, using the power of illumination from the unreal to the real, with steadfast practice of technique of the presence, using the power of intuition from chaos to beauty, from death to immortality, to achieve freedom from the lower bodies and life on the Buddhic plane, true unity, livingness with true intuition and divine indifference. We proceed, holding as we move forward our focused, immovable will in the light of the soul, integrating the technique of light and technique of indifference into our experience of the presence as the registered life quality and appearance throughout the universe. Quote, to achieve an understanding of that which through the medium of form is seeking to embody the high purpose at this particular point in the evolutionary cycle, unquote. We affirm, 1, the fact of the presence. 2, the influence of the angel. 3, the reaction of the intuitives. 4, the process of revelation. 5, the response of the thinking world.
Today, as it is the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, we're going to focus the techniques on the achievement of soul personality fusion for this nation, that this nation and the people may achieve the purpose that is given by the masters of the ageless wisdom.
As we enter upon the techniques bearing three things in mind: the existence of the intuition at the point of our evolutionary stage aligning with hierarchy, and the fact of illusion to dispel, and the overshadowing presence. This presence revealed gradually with practice by the intuition through the medium of the angel, and when revealed and recognized, bringing illusion to an end. We enter into a beam of directed, focused light, revealing a greater light, and illumining the way to the center of the light. Linking mind and soul, lift the focus on the angel of the presence, leading the way to the presence. The angel directing our way.
We endeavor to make this living beam alive in the creative imagination, and to be able to hold this beam and the radiant light at any point
The power of the light is focused on the goal. Om. Om. We build the Antakarana, the bridge, the rainbow across a great expanse. First, intention, with purity of motive, inspired by the loving heart. 2, we envision. 3, projecting. We project lines of creative lighted energy along the rays of soul and personality of the United States, second-rate soul and sixth-ray personality, to merge with the second-ray soul of our planetary being. 4, invocation and evocation. We invoke the power of light of the soul of this nation to evoke soul consciousness in the national personality, using the technique of restraint. 5, stabilization, pausing, to receive and to record. Today, as the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States, we focus on the second ray technique of fusion. Inclusive reason, which is the theme for the initiatory meditation of the second ray disciple, produces that inherent divine capacity which enables the detail of the sensed whole to be grasped in meticulous entirety. This wide yet detailed scope or universal recognition is extremely difficult for me, Master DK, to deplane or for you to explain or for you to understand. The second ray has been called the ray of detailed knowledge, and where this term has been employed, the beginner has necessarily laid the emphasis upon the word detail. It might rather be called the ray of detailed unity, or the ray of the divine pattern, or of beauty in relationship. It involves on the part of the disciple a very high point of synthetic comprehension. The reason here referred to is that pure intuitional, infallible comprehension, which grasps cause and effect simultaneously, and sees why and whence and to what end all things are moving. The living structure as it expresses ideas, the intricate beauty of the inner relationship within the expressing whole, the circulation of the energy which is working out the divine idea, the points of force and focal points of energy which act as power and light stations within that whole, all these stand revealed to the man who is permitted as a soul to meditate upon such a phrase as inclusive reason. The technique of fusion employed by the second ray disciple will produce the following results. Increased sentient response to the world soul and to the environment in which the disciple finds himself will increasingly be achieved. This is largely done through the cultivation of the creative imagination. This is one of the great building attributes of deity. It is brought about by the evocation of the love nature and brings in soul power in full tide. In the world of phenomenal appearance, the soul is the creating agent, the major building factor, the constructor of forms, and through the technique of fusion, the power to imagine or to use imaginative thought power in conjunction with the faculty to visualize, to wish, to dream into being, is definitely and scientifically developed. When the aspirant has reached the point where he can meditate both as a soul and as a mind, involving also the brain reaction, then he will understand the purpose of these words and will view both the symbol, the inner living structure, and the emerging conscious ideas with a synthetic comprehension and a simultaneity of reception which it is impossible for me, Master Decay, to put into words. The results of using this meditation on the synthetic detail of the manifested life will be the realization of the true significance of light and the revelation of the meaning of what has been called in esoteric books the heart of the sun, which is the inner point of life in all manifested form. Illumination of the mind will be seen to be direct and infallible and will usurp the place of the present theoretical knowledge and belief.
The creative imagination will be occupied with those measures which will throw the light into the dark and unrelieved places in the as yet incomplete creative process. The man then works consciously in the light as a light bearer. Perhaps my meaning will emerge more clearly to some of you when I, Master DK, point out to you that the disciple usually sees herself as a point of intensified light within the light of the world, and then seeks to use that light, quote, which was in him atomic, etheric, and that acquired as a soul, unquote, for the furtherance of the plan. This necessarily produces an intensified service to, quote, those in dark places, unquote. The disciple will seek to bring the light of knowledge to them first of all, and then the light of life. Ponder deeply on this distinction. Quote, symbolically speaking, the meditation of inclusive reason opens the way to the heart of the sun. Esoteric Psychology, Volume 2, pages 399.
With these teachings, let us ponder in relation to the soul of the United States. The aspirants and disciples, working with the intelligentsia of the entire nation through all its systems, to throw the light into the dark and unrelieved places. Becoming greater points of intensified light within the light of the nation. Using the personality of the nation's technique of integration, restraint, bringing first the light of knowledge and then the light of life. We hold this purpose for the members of the One World Serving Group, working to bring into alignment soul personality and eventual integration and fusion for this nation moving forward into the Aquarian Age.
We follow the three preliminary stages of the technique of presence, beginning where the usual formulas leave off, and presupposing our facility in approach to the angel or the soul, and an ability to raise the consciousness to a point of soul fusion. Achieving a state of fusion with the soul or with the angel, which guards the approach to the path of the higher evolution. And hold the mind steady in the light of the soul. Steady in the light as focused, immovable will. maintaining this will as a point of tension, unchanging and immovable. The identification of the brain, mind, and soul with the will aspect, and the preservation of that identification in all circumstances and difficulties. Knowing that the will aspect is contacted only from the mental plane, and only those, therefore, who are working with and through the mind can begin to appropriate this energy. We say together, in the center of the will of God we stand. Naught shall deflect our will from God's will. We implement that will by love. We turn towards the field of service. As the triangle divine, we work out that will within the square and serve humanity. We invoke the will to unify of the second ray and the will to cause of the sixth ray, the two streams of will of the United States, soul and personality, requiring restraint in the process of integration of soul and personality. Sensing the presence throughout the universe. We achieve a definite and sustained effort to sense the presence throughout the universe, in all forms, and in all presentations of truth. It is the effort primarily to see in the light which the angel radiates, the point of light behind all phenomenal appearances. This could be expressed in the words, the effort to isolate the germ or seed of divinity, which has brought all forms into being.
Linking heart, head, and ajna centers, find the spark of monadic life hidden within the center of your being. Allow this point, that which you perceive as the presence, to permeate your entire being. Align with the soul of all. Draw down soul radiance into the egoic lotus, the soul vehicle, the vessel of the soul in incarnation. Receive from the ashram. Sense the presence as a vibratory experience, ascertaining the purpose. What is seeking to embody form now? Carrying a world issue or service desire to the triple light of the intuition. When we are thus duly recognized as a trustworthy agent of light, we await a hint of a truth that will bring relief. The motto for the United States: I light the way. We act as if we can comprehend the whole, aware and recognizing detail, and yet there is no separation, no categorization, true diversity and unity, synthetic understanding. Envision the angel of the presence of the United States. Through the controlling magnetic power of the spiritual eye, the soul rebuilding the astral body and holding it steady and coherent through its focused attention. A treatise on white magic. Let us ascertain the purpose at this particular point in evolution. What is the sole purpose of the United States? Pausing to fuse the soul qualities of the integrated personality into a direct alignment with the angel of the presence. We are concerned with the effort to achieve an understanding of that, the soul and the angel of the presence. Understanding of that which, through the medium of form, the soul vehicle, causal body, egoic lotus, then using the personality vehicles, is seeking to embody the high purpose at this particular point in the evolutionary cycle. Most importantly, as we eventually hope to express our intuitive flashes, this way is revealed to us as disciples, even though it may not concern the intuitive message which we may bring back from our high adventure. Glamour and world problem.
The United States of America expresses the will to love, which shows itself in an ability to absorb vastly divergent elements and yet to present equal opportunity to all. This is brought about very largely because the control is, in this federation of states, in the hands of the bourgeoisie, with its financial goals, its power to determine living conditions, and its quick and sympathetic touch upon life. Its method is not that of slow adjustment, but of quick assimilation. It is in that country also that people are most sensitive to the influence of the hierarchy. Destiny of Nations, pages 131, 32. According to Master DK, working in a triangle, Russia and the United Kingdom and the United States as three groups of interrelated elements and differing national ideals. For Russia to eventually place its emphasis and direct its major interests upon Asia, bringing about great changes on that continent as far as the Pacific. Great Britain, through its successful demonstration of the principle of federation, to affect major changes in Europe. If there is an awakened insight, a true and sympathetic justice, and wise patience. The United States has a similar task to perform for the Americas, calling for statesmanship of a high order and spirit of understanding. Let us focus on the triple light of intuition, light of the presence, as a higher interlude, in which the disciple carries some world problem. Here, the fusion of soul and personality of the United States, some design which the disciple's mind has evolved or heart desired for the helping of humanity into what is esoterically called the triple light of the intuition. This light is formed by the blending of the light of the personal self, focused in the mind, the light of the soul, focused in the angel, and the universal light which the presence emits, recognition.
We pause briefly and affirm that recognition of the triple light of the intuition. As we pause and focus, let us receive the power of creative visualization. Visualize the fusing of soul, the second ray soul, into the radiance of the sixth ray personality of this nation, integrating with restraint, the one world serving group, the aspirants and disciples, focusing on this soul fusion for this nation. Moving through inclusive reason. Guiding, grounded in the will to love. This creative tension or one-pointed focus of imaginative dreaming swings the astral body into complete subordination to the soul. This fact is hinted at in the Bhagavad Gita, where upon the battlefield of the Kurukshetra, Arjuna suddenly sees the form of God wherein all forms constitute the one form. The battle is then over. The soul is in complete control. No sense of separativeness is again possible. The second-ray disciple or nation, through rightly applied technique, produces, curiously enough, third-ray results, of which the use of the creative imagination is the outstanding characteristic. We envision this great light moving into and through all world servers working on behalf of this ultimate goal, the expression of the will to love through the United States as a nation, leading to a great synthesis of love, aligning the Americas. Let us prepare for revelation, a lower interlude landing in the brain. We relinquish first the higher way. We return to the angel and refocus in the soul. We pause briefly for a period or interlude to be impressed by constructive thinking under the influence of the angel, knowing that we can at any time recreate in our creative imaginations this great beam of light that we have worked with today. We turn the mind to the formulation of those thoughts, forms of thought, which must embody the revelation, each of us at the stage that the soul has prepared us to receive. And then again we pause, the pause preceding presentation. Again, summarizing inclusive reason as the mind or intelligence of the soul functioning in a way that comprehends and synthesizes relationships rather than separating them. It is the reasoning faculty that includes instead of excludes, aligning thought with unity, meaning, and group consciousness rather than purely analytical division. Inclusive reason differs from the lower analytical mind in that it seeks a synthetic grasp of reality, while the lower mind tends to separate, classify, and compare. Inclusive reason sees parts in relation to the whole. Some esoteric interpreters have said, inclusive reason refers to a higher, synthetic form of understanding. Let us envision that embodied in all the world servers, aspirants, and disciples working with the intelligentsia in the United States. It is a mode of thought that sees parts within a larger whole and acts from that larger perspective. We engage the soul-infused mind and the broader movement toward integration and right relation as we work for the soul-personality fusion of the United States. We ponder on the ways that the world servers in the States can infuse all systems and leadership organizations with this purpose: I light the way, instilling statesmanship of a high order and a spirit of understanding, expressing the will to love, which shows itself in an ability to absorb vastly divergent elements, and yet to present equal opportunity to all.
Let the forces of light bring illumination to humanity. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May people of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us to do our part. Thus, we have the transmitters of the life impulses from the heart of the central spiritual sun, so that we have a direct, graded chain of transmitting energies from the heart of the central spiritual sun, the sevenfold heart of the physical sun, the Buddhic divas, the central circle of petals, the astral permanent atom, the heart center within the head, and the heart center. The downflow into recognition. This channel through which this synthesizing and creative energy pours down is as follows. From the monad to the love petals of the egoic lotus. From these love petals to the astral vehicle, energizing all astral matter found in the equipment of the phenomenal man. the Spirit of God moves upon the face of the waters. From thence to the solar plexus center. From that center to the heart center, the needed duality connected with the astral body thus appears. We have here also a correspondence to the descent of the fire of the will to the base of the spine, with its subsequent raising along the spinal column to the head.
For this downflow into brain recognition, from these vortices of force to the lower or concrete mind, that which the intelligent aspirant and disciple work, and still later into the power to influence groups or organizations which will express some idea or some thought which emanates from the mind of God, Sanat Kumara, and into the Ajna center of Sanat Kumara, the one world serving group, demanding immediate precipitation upon earth. In relation to the centers, on any level, the nation, a group, an individual, we might visualize this downflow of energy from the monad to the 5 love petals of the egoic lotus. Knowledge, love, love, knowledge, love, 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 sacrifice, and sacrifice, love. From these love petals to the astral vehicle, energizing all astral matter found in the equipment of the phenomenal man. And then the Spirit of God moves upon the face of the waters. From thence to the solar plexus center. And using the technique as we do in the teachings of Meditation 1 and 2, lifting the energy to the heart center. And then the subsequent raising along the entire spinal column to the 7 centers in the head. We're told the needed duality connected with the astral body thus appears. We have here this correspondence to this descent of the fire of the will to the base of the spine, with its subsequent raising along the spinal column to the head. This is the process of using the technique of the presence in relation to inclusive reason and creating this synthesis, a synthetic approach. The precipitation and the presentation of the revelation is too far advanced for most. But in a way, it is only for those who can penetrate beyond the angel into the place where fire dwelleth and where God, the presence, functions as a consuming fire. But for us, we know that as this revelation comes forth into the prevailing world of glamour, we continue our work with the technique of light. For the revelation disappears as a revelation and emerges as a doctrine. And we stand in the light of divine indifference, for we know that in the meantime, humanity has been helped and led forward. The intuitives on the highest planes continue to work, and the inflow of that which is to be revealed never ceases.
With purity of motive, inspired by the loving heart, the hierarchy, we proceed, holding as we move forward that focused, immovable will in the light of the soul, acting as if, integrating the technique of light and technique of indifference into our experience of the presence as the registered life quality and appearance. Throughout the universe, sensing the love as pure reason, inclusive reason, that emanates from the presence and the soul personality fusion of the United States, proceeding under divine law, concerned with our effort to achieve an understanding of that which through the medium of form is seeking to embody the high purpose at this particular point in the evolutionary cycle. We confirm using the mantra of love as inclusive reason. In the center of all love, we stand. From that center, as the soul, we outward move. From that center, as the ones who serve, we work. May the love of the divine self be shed abroad in our hearts, through our groups, and throughout the world. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into human minds. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into human hearts. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little human wills, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Om. Om. Om.